welcome to the fourth and final review of the evening. Uh, Up this time is the quarter game. The quarter game is not necessarily a game about quarters. I mean, the quarter is kind of like the mystic talisman of this game, if I followed along correctly.
This one has this one has is one of the presidential quarters. It has Andrew Johnson on the back, so therefore it lets you reflect shit. Sure.
I'm like,
Sounds about right.
uh, also, I guess allows you to betray a nation, but that's neither here nor there.
Look, it was just the first president I thought of.
Right.
At least it wasn't a Sacagawea dollar.
Anyway, you
Those
are
have the power of not being accepted in many places.
Anyway,
yes. You are Mayu Shirokawa. You can call her Masahiro. Today is her chance to grab the title of CEO of the company she works for. How? Simple. Her CEO has been kidnapped. All she has to do is save her CEO. Maybe the CEO will be convinced to give away the title at the end. But here's the catch. She's up against the deadliest black market dealers in the world. That means she'll have to fight crazy people with guns, mutated crab heads, and bioengineered wolves. Players will be presented with a strange mixture of top-down hack and slash, beat 'em up, and bullet hell elements in this fast-paced, speed-runnable game. I'm like, they're not kidding about the speed-runnable part. Like, this is a game that'll last you half an hour, like first playthrough, I think. Maybe a bit more. Like, hour would be pushing it.
Indeed.
And I think one of the achievements is like finishing this up in 8 minutes.
for the
Like using
masochists.
exclusively the blade dash to move.
Yeah, it's not that hard.
I know.
Yeah.
So everyone got this game in a sense that, spoiler about the price, it's $1, not a quarter. But I think that's mainly because I'm not sure if you can charge like a less than $1 on Steam, at least for a game itself.
Yeah, I think they might have. I think it's the Switch they turned that off.
Yeah.
I mean, not that you can on Steam, but you used to be able to on the Switch. But
I mean, I know you can set your sale price less than $1. I just don't know if there's like a I would imagine that there is. It's just nobody uses it. Anyway, point of order is this is a very brief hacky slashy action game of the top down variety.
Also of the extremely 4-bit color variety.
Well, shock upon shocks, this game was developed in 24 hours. Like, I mean, it has so few seams.
Yeah.
A few.
That being said, the game is functional. Like, it's, for what it is, it's more interesting than than the Tamacue game we reviewed a few episodes back.
Yeah, that's
honest. True. But I would attribute that to not just more interesting game design and mechanics, but also a much more modern sensibility of what people want to achieve. Like, scores are out, speedrunning is in. I don't see
it really is only slightly different when you think about it, but
right. But but speedrunning is definitely much more of a modern thing than you don't see a lot of score streams.
That's true.
I won't say that they don't exist, but there's definitely a lot less of going for the high score and getting a game sawed down to the bone in terms of completion time. Granted, I don't think there's a lot of people shooting for the quarter game here. I mean, you can do it. It's just, don't expect any Twin Galaxy records, or if that is, it's a okay kind of deal. That's just
Mhm.
more, where this game lies in the grand scheme of the universe than anything else. Uh, the art style is rough.
Like I said, it's 4-bit.
Yeah.
The only thing that stops it from being like literally Atari level is that there's a little bit more detail in some of it. Like your character is a all white sprite with some cyan details, which
Mhm.
would not have been possible on the actual like ZX Spectrum, Atari, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of its actual design, definitely modern. This game would have made classical systems cry.
That doesn't apply to like the slash effects and shit that are all
The smooth scrolling would have made his Spectrum just fucking burst into flames.
Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm mostly talking about the color scheme. It's
Yeah.
black and white, and like very few other colors.
Yeah.
hmm But it's less a retro style, and it's more, this was done in 24 hours. This is what we could manage, I think.
Yeah.
Um, and it's got very eclectic Japanese music, from what I remember.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Definitely
Very
the best
high
music.
energy.
The area I was in sounded pretty Eurobeat, frankly.
Mm.
But that doesn't mean the whole game is. I did not play this much due to other game ends.
Yeah, and the plot is complete nonsense.
I think that's
Yeah.
being generous.
Yeah.
It's you want to be the guy, where guy here means CEO.
More or less.
Yeah.
And contrary to what the game looks like, it's not very hard.
Yeah,
But-
a lot of games that look like this have like ballistic difficulty levels. But well, here's a good example of how easy this game is. You have a health bar. I'm not kidding. This is the kind of game where you almost expect it to be one-hit kill.
That's true.
Yeah.
You have a health bar, and a lot of and health drops are not uncommon.
Yeah. They're plentiful.
I will I think the biggest problem with the game is like the directional slashing is a bit ropey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's not unlike movement. Well, no, I think that even the movement it's 8 directions, but sometimes it doesn't transition smoothly to the actual direction you're trying to slash in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Once again, for a 24-hour project, I can't specifically say that this was originally made for a game jam, even though it totally has a game jam vibe to it.
Yeah. It does.
I mean, if you programmed a game in 24 hours, it was a game jam, even if it was just you. I don't make the rules.
It was some kind of jam.
Still, like, everything is very solid, very functional. It's all just very short.
Mhm.
Once again, it's kind of the opposite of Tamihue in that sense. Like, it looks a lot. It doesn't look very interesting, but it plays very interestingly. Not as interestingly as a game of this scope can, I think. Like, it's even got some very, very rudimentary puzzling going on here. But, granted, that just needs out to push
enormous
the
bean
app.
bags onto enormous switches.
Mm-hmm.
Look like tables, but yeah.
Huh?
They look like tables, but yeah.
They look like bean bags to me.
And you also got these cannons here, which you can reflect the shots back, and is probably the optimal strategy.
Mhm.
And then you
Like I
can
said-
also get stuck on a corner because directions are hard.
However, this is a 2-button control game,
Yeah.
meaning
Yeah.
that since you have 3 attacking options of the slashy, the dashy, and the stop sign of reflection,
Stop sign.
the last of those is done by hitting both of the attack buttons at once, which is, depending on your personal finger intelligence, a challenging thing to do.
There is a standalone button as well.
Yeah, if you're using a controller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
It didn't tell you about that.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Use a controller for this.
Yeah.
Use 2?
Well,
Wait, what?
Even with the controller, the game only tells you to do it by pressing both buttons at once.
Yeah.
Yes, that makes it significantly easier.
Yeah, it does.
Man, I didn't know office chairs contained so much MP.
Yours don't?
I don't know. I try not to break office chairs in real life.
Well,
Maybe
let's
they
get
do.
to it.
Office chairs are pricey.
They are.
Yeah, that is the main thing.
No. Also, don't buy a gamer chair
Indeed.
I do need a new office chair.
unless we are paid to shill one towards you. Then buy it. So just preparing for the eventual day that we sell out all our moral principal values for the almighty dollar.
Implying we have principal values. Anyway.
There aren't. I mean, some gaming chairs are okay. I presume. I've never actually seen one in person, but the idea of a comfortable chair for gaming is. Anyway, that's not really what this game is about, unless that's what the company that you're trying to be the CEO of makes.
Well, we don't know that. We don't know what the company does. Like, for all we know, that this is a company that turns kittens into coats. I don't or delivers sunshine and rainbows.
Or it's
doesn't
EA
matter.
2 Electric
CEO.
Boogaloo.
You know, like the inherent premise here is just to replace your boss.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think we've talked about everything that there's really worth talking about here. Like, it's $1 game that lasts, an hour if you're stretching it.
Mm-hmm.
And is this game worth $1? Sure.
Yeah.
It's it's got a bit of a student project or game jam, or it's got an amateur quality to it, but on that level it's perfectly fine, especially for just $1. I did not regret the dollars I spent getting this game, because I got the entire crew this game because it is $1.
I wonder how much this game is.
Yeah. Anyway, what are all of y'all's thoughts on the Quarter game here?
I think it's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah,
seems pretty fun.
Yeah, it's a fun,
Nothing
charming game.
super special.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I think if I were even paying $2.50 for it, it would have been too much. But
Is that a wolf that shoots ghosts?
But for $1, perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll about do it for not just this review, but this installment of the Fragments of Silicon reviews. The week ahead. So on Wednesday, February 24th, we will be having Blake Dove of the Quantum Astrophysicists Guild returning. And we'll be talking about a game called Space Otter Henry. And yes, you do play as a space otter named Henry.
Interesting.
It's kind of a free-flowing, platformy sort of game.
Well, no false advertising, I guess.
It kind of looks like from the footage I've seen, it looks like the intent is to kind of mimic how an otter moves, just in space.
In space.
Yeah, and you can stand on any surface. reminds me a bit of a game called Gravity Badgers, but Gravity Badgers was much more of a wholesale Angry Bird space clone.
Wait, you was calling it Henry, right?
Um,
I'm seeing here Space Otter Charlie.
Charlie, like,
Oh God.
is there two of these? Like,
I don't. It's from the Quantum Astrophysicists Guild, so
yeah. Oh, sorry, it's Charlie. Like,
Something
not sure.
biting fingers.
Sorry about that. Wrong name there. Yeah, Otter. Yeah, Space Otter Charlie. Like, and yeah, this is an upcoming game. I don't know if they've announced a release date yet.
this says 2021.
Well, there you go.
So it's
Anyway.
released sometime between 2 months ago and 10 months from now.
Yes. Anyway, on Friday, we will be having a evening session as we just got a new multiplayer game called Hot Brass. It's from what I've seen, it's a top-down shooter with a 4-player online co-op. I haven't.
It's either some kind of shooter, or it's a band simulator.
Yeah, like we just got the codes today, so haven't really had the chance to dive in and see what this game is about up close. So I can only go what I saw in the screenshots. Anyway, and yeah, that is what's upcoming. So and as always, there's going to be a new episode of Last News Desk on the Left on Wednesday. So until that particular moment in time, I shall wish you good gaming.